the thing that probably is the most both accessible and attractive to most people are the teachings, the understandings with respect to persons dealing with persons, the ethics side of it all, right?
Yep.
Like that's going to be out of those. That's going to be the one that kind of captivates and gives you the most clarity or insight on that.
And that's what people are probably caring about anyway.
Right.
Very few people are interested in Stoic. Many people are interested in Stoic logic because but that's just logic now because it's so good.
Yeah.
But very few people are interested in Stoic physics. But Stoic ethics is something that when someone says I'm interested in Stoicism, they mean it's ethics. So maybe that's good. It's a good point to turn to that, I suppose.
And that's people's first encounter with it. You know, and it can open
Marcus
up to
Aurelius is generally doing ethical principles.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's where the quotations and things are kind of short and quippy and things like that and grabs your attention, but it's mostly the ethical side of things where persons are dealing with persons. So in that understanding, but let's talk a little bit about like in our terminology when we talked about kind of the flourishing side of it, but like with what is happiness with respect to that? Because we talked about like this is a framework, a way of living that is ordered towards flourishing, which is not necessarily that terminology, but it encapsulates that, which means it wants people to be happy.
Yes, that's true, exactly. Like, and it's happiness. Aristotle starts the Nicomachean Ethics with the sense that everyone. We're looking for some universal good. Right. Everyone says that's happiness, but what they don't say is they don't all agree what it means. Okay, and that's good, but everyone agrees that you ought to be happy. With Stoicism, I would say, first off, it's not so much happiness in the Aristotelian sense, but rather peace of mind is the key.
Okay.
So it's a sort of stability, which is for them, happiness consists not in so much as activity, which would be in more Aristotelian sense of flourishing and acting, in the way that we think of God as being happy because he's pure act and all of this. But the Stoics have much more a sense of passivity, that happiness lies with becoming peaceful with other things acting.
Okay.
So if I can so the first line of Epictetus, the handbook, gets us nice, and I think it's a nice quip for everybody. It says, "Some things are up to us, and some are not up to us. Our opinions are up to us, and our impulses, desires, aversions, in short, whatever is our doing. Our bodies are not up to us, nor our possessions, our reputations, our public offices, or, that is, whatever is not our own doing. The things that are up to us are by nature free, unhindered, and unimpeded. The things that are not up to us are weak, enslaved, hindered, and not our own." And so all of a sudden you have this binary set that says the things that are up to me are really the mental products, like my mental life, how I interpret, take, respond to things mentally. What's not up to me is anything that has to do with physical matter. Now that's not just the stars and the sun and such, but actually it's like what happens to my body. So it's a sense in which while I said there wasn't the dualism that you might find in other things, there is a stark sense as well, because I think dualism is, again, a perennial issue that we have to, as West, deal with, that you are not the sole arbiter and agent of all in the world. Rather, for the Stoic, your job is to harmonize yourself and accept the fate of the universe and even your own fate. You have control over your mental properties, you could say, your desires, what you think, what you kind of want in some way, even that though is a little influenced, and then how you interpret things.
Father Jacob Bertrand.
Father Gregory.
A Dominican, a Franciscan, and a Jesuit walk into a bar. One of them asks the audience to subscribe. That's not a joke. Any ways you can improve upon it?
Just don't tell jokes.
Right. This is not a joke. Please subscribe. Cheers.